Hey Brickheads, Scott with 36 Bricks here. Super excited as I am starting my mountain adventure. Super excited about this process. Let's check it out. Hey Brickheads, Scott with 36 Bricks here. Super excited because this is my Lego channel. Super excited to share my adventures at Lego stores, bricks and minifigure stores, checking out different box stores, sharing my MOCs, sharing my mods, and really having an all-around good time during live streams, special events, and all that good stuff. I specialize in making MOCs, turning current sets into MOCs or modifications, as well as tips and tricks on showing what I like to do for my Lego city. We'll go to events, share some fun activities, and definitely hang out on live streams. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, I'm going to be starting to build a massive mountain range. Now, pretty excited, and let me kind of show you what I have in mind. Alright guys, so as you can see, my table is kind of a mess, and so what I wanted to showcase is I am going to be taking this area over here and transforming it into a mountain range right over here. So what that means is I'm going to probably use at least a half a table to a full table. Not exactly sure. I'm going to see where we go. And I am going to be using it for the background of my city. So why am I starting this now, and am I going that big that fast? So first and foremost, I have been wanting to do this for a long time. I've mentioned it in streams. I've mentioned it in videos. I love mountains. I love waterfalls. I love everything about it. Now, the plan is to actually go small and work my way through. The reason why is actually I was contacted a couple days ago from essentially an event coordinator at a local library, and they are doing a Lego event. They do this Lego event every year, and I was contacted to potentially display as well as judge. And essentially what their theme is the great outdoors. So I figured this would be a great opportunity to, even though I have all these other projects, great opportunity to rock this out. And it's literally in 2 or 3 weeks, so I really have to get building. And then from there I will jump back into the Bricks Vegas builds, and then go from there. So pretty excited about this. So this is the plan. So first things first, we're going to start off just one base plate at a time. Now, as you can see, there's two. I do everything on mills. So we're going to start with the mills, rock that out, and then kind of build up from there. It's going to be a process. It's essentially just mountain ranges to start, stemming from the water and going up from there, and then building up from there. I have no plan. I have not designed anything. I'm just rocking it out and having some fun. So, as we like to say, nothing to it but to do it. Let's get her done. Alright guys, pretty excited about how this turned out. So this is the first plate that I've done for the mountain range. I've done 2 layers along with the ocean. I gave it some texture. I haven't done any fine-tuning work, adding the light bluish grays around the build, or some browns or some dark greens or anything like that. I will get to that once I've kind of finished the mountain. And I'm planning on doing 6 plates at least, maybe 8, which would make it roughly the size of the coral reef. Not sure exactly how tall I'm going to go, at least for right now. I want to go pretty tall with it. But I think that's going to be layers in the background instead of these. So, because I only have about 2 weeks to get the 6 plates done, I'm going to only do this level and then from there. So, I added these, they're burps, merps, and lerps, big ugly rock pieces, large ugly rock pieces, medium ugly rock pieces, I think, all the way around. Pretty excited about, you know, how those look. I think they look really good. And then for supports, I have all of these Technic bricks that I don't typically use, so I've been using those to format the essentially the, what's it called, the structure, and then I have a ton of these white 1x2 by, I think they're 6 bricks. I have like 2 bins full of them, and I have them in multiple colors. I have trans clear, I have white, I have a bag full of tan. I think that might be it, but nevertheless, I have a ton of them that I can use as structural support, and it's pretty sturdy. Pretty excited about how sturdy it is. So I've been using those, and I really like how this has turned out. So this is essentially the first plate, and then now we just got to keep going and do the second plate. All right, guys, so here is the second plate. Super excited about how this turned out. I did an inset corner. I also did a little cave. This should be blocked, so it should be pretty dark. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to add a bear or a mountain lion or something in there, or just have wood supports going to maybe be a gold mine. But having fun with that. So did some texture work. Definitely have to you know, do a lot more detail work around the edges, but I also left or I have been leaving like some, you know, some side work here to do. So essentially it's like a path that people, like a hiking trail or something like that, that I'm super excited about. So, and the same, I did Technic bricks all throughout so that I can do, you know, I can have stability. I also put in Technic pins and all of that to make it more secure. I don't know how much weight is going to be on there, but I don't, you know, I want to make sure that it's super secure. And I left this open so that, like, if I wanted to do some detail work, I can, and then I can always fill in the back if, you know, if I need to. I'm thinking about, there's a possibility of doing a cave, like a gem cave, similar to what's it called, Seven Dwarves. However, my fear is that I'm going to put all of these in, and then there's literally no way for people to see it. So not exactly sure if I'm going to do that, but that's how this turned out. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring up the other plate so that you can actually see how it lines up. So it's going to line up like that. I can put, I didn't put the, what's it called, the Technic bricks here to line it up. I probably should have, so that's kind of stupid on my part. But if I connect these, if I connect these right, there we go. Now it's a full build. Do have to do, like I said, some side work and all that, but this is how it's kind of shaping up. And of course, I'm going to add the dark blue for the ocean. Leading in, I will do some light blue potentially. I'm not exactly sure because this is cliff. Naturally, this is going to be darker, and then as we get, I think I'm going to do one more this way, but I'm going to make it turn, because this is kind of the end of it. So this is, you know, where it kind of starts, and then I will concave, and I'm going to probably do a waterfall and a few other things. So pretty excited about that. So that's how it's looking so far. Really excited about how it's coming out, and I have made the other 4 plates, so we have those done. I might, depending on how long it takes, if I can really rock these out, I might do 8 a full 8, because again, that would put it at the same size as um, the coral reef. But again, we will see what happens. All right, guys. So just completed plate number 3. Super excited. It essentially it's similar to the mirror of the other corner. I have a little bit of water here. Of course, I got to overlay it with the dark blue, or the coloring of the blue. But all in all, it looks good. I left a little path for people to walk, like a walking trail, and then we have the second tier of the mountain. And then as far as structure, I kept it pretty much the same. I just maintained, the white 2 by, what is it, 1 by 2 by 6s, to give it that structure. If you look underneath a little bit, I have the Technic bricks in there, and I've organized those with the pins and all of that to give it just a little bit more structure, and all that kind of fun stuff. So these are a little bit taller, but I will turn those into like side rocks or whatever, as I get into the details and going from there. So again, my goal is to do at least 6 of these, not the exact same ones, but mountain range-ish builds, and then we'll see. I may go 8, not exactly sure, but we're having fun. So, and we still have a little bit of time. We have still, it's July 30th as of right now, and the event is on August 11th. So we have roughly 12 days-ish, and things are going pretty quick, so pretty excited about that. So, again, nothing to it but to do it. Got to work on some other plates. All right, plate number 4. I know. It doesn't look like much, but you'll see what I'm putting together once I add this to the other one. So, added some of the corner. What is it? I don't know which one is which, but burps, merps, and lerps. And then continued the structure in just like I did before. So pretty simple. I mean, you have the path here. I might do something as far as like, a way to get up or down for that matter, and then go from there. So I wanted to put, so this is number 4. I wanted to put 3 and 4 together so that you have an idea of what it looks like. So I will bring 3 over. And I will show you what they all look like together in just a minute. But this kind of gives you an idea. So there is 3, and then this goes right over to kind of hide that. And then that's how it kind of looks. So there's a method to the madness. That way it's easily modular and you can take it apart. But overall, it still works together. Now, the other thing I was thinking of is because I have the Halloween, I may actually put the Halloween up here, and then figure out tracks to go under this, but we'll see how that turns out. So that's kind of the mindset. Now, I'm going to bring these over to the rest of the build, and then kind of go from there. All right, so to give you kind of a recap, so this was base plate number 1. Okay, and then I have base plate number 2, the other corner. So we're going to bring this together and make it look seamless. So that's kind of how it's turning out. Then I have number 3 over here that I'm going to add to it to give that the depth. And then I'm going to add number 4 to it. So that actually creates a nice little cove, but I feel like there's not a whole lot of room. So let me, because I don't know, just kind of getting boats in here. I want to add a waterfall. It just doesn't, I don't know. I feel like it's just a little too tight. So let me grab some other plates and kind of spread it out a little bit and see how that looks. All right, guys, I actually think I like this better. It gives it a little bit more space. I know it's an empty what's it called? It's an empty base plate, but if I add canoes or boats or anything like that, I think that gives it a bit more room in order to do that. So I really like that. It kind of flows nicely. I just have to put put something in between and then go from there. So you got a nice little mountain range all the way through, and then crossing over, and then over to here you have the nice little mountain range. Now, I know that there's the black here. I'm going to actually tile over that with dark bluish gray, light bluish gray. Same with over here. That has the black in it. I'm going to cover that up a bit so that the black isn't seen, and then go from there. So, from there, we just have to add this in, and then I might go like, starting on this side and then maybe work my way around. I don't know. It all just depends on timing and what I can put together in that amount of time space. So let's see what we can put together. All right, so as far as it would be the 5th base plate or the 6th, depending on the order. But the inset waterfall, I started working on it, and I actually really like how it turned out. I'm thinking of doing like a bridge, like a wood wire bridge to go over it right here or something along those lines. Not exactly sure, but this is kind of what I was looking at a little bit as far as a nice little waterfall. Of course, if I build up, then that will take effect. But ultimately, I'm really, really liking that overall look. So this kind of gives you a little bit more concept of what I'm doing and going from there. So again, still a long process, still got a lot to do. This might have multiple parts because the video is turning out so long, but all in all, it's looking really good. What are your thoughts? Please let me know in the comments below. And then again, same deal, nothing to it but to do it, just got to get it done. All right, guys, so here we have it. This is the first official base plate that is done for the Great Outdoors. I just kind of have to add minifigures, which I will probably find in just a minute. But here is the deal. So we have the ocean done. It's a big change from what you just saw, but got the ocean done. So I first started with I started up here. So I started off with light blue or azure, I believe it's called, plates. And then I went into like a sand blue or dark azure, not sure exactly the coloring, just to give it some, difference in color and texture. And then this base section here, this section down here, I went ahead and added dark bluish gray. Found some 3x3 plates on the pick a brick wall, and it was golden. Then I covered those with tiles and the cheese wedge piece in different colors. So I have dark trans blue, light trans blue. I have some just trans color where it's clear. And then I also have some dark, it's black, trans black in here. That way, and let me kind of zoom in a little bit here, but that way you get the texture. And when you look at it up close, it may not seem appealing, but then when you pan back, then you really get to see the coloring that it entails. And it really gives it some texture of movement. Gives it some, waves. For the top sections here, let me get that in focus. What I did was I placed a 1x2 trans plate on top and then put a 1x2 trans tile on top of that. So it gave it some, a little bit more movement, some change in texture and all of that. Then going up here with the waterfall, I decided to add some fish up the waterfall, and I did the cheese wedges in different colors. Again, same colors I just mentioned: trans clear, trans light blue, trans dark blue, and trans black. way it goes up and it looks like it's flowing. It could be flowing over rocks. It could be flowing over all of that stuff, and then go into there. For the wall, I know you can't really see it. In fact, I'll take off the bridge here, and you can kind of see that it's trans blue with glitter, and it gives it really good motion because it gives you those specks of white, that showcases that the water is actually falling. And then what I also did on the back, and I'm going to turn the build around, and I just kind of created this mosaic. I think it's a 1x6 blue, and then I did trans clear, and then a different color blue, and then trans clear, different color, trans clear and trans blue, with blue tiles. And I just kind of intermingled the color. That way it looked like free flowing water. And then that way it also gives it quite a bit of texture, because if you take a look at this and then I grab that piece, where'd it go? And then put it over it, it looks like the water's flowing a bit better. So came up with that plan, and I think it looked rather nice. So yeah, and then for the bridge, I did a little bit of experimenting, but I essentially did the cord that has these pieces that hold. I'm trying to focus here. That hold via a clamp, and then I did a 1x2 modified plate with a clamp on the side, and I did one on each side to hold those pieces, and then I intermingled the printed wood piece, brown 1x4 plate, and then dark tan 1x4 plate to intermingle them, and then I put a 1x1 modified tile on here. It's this piece here. I know this piece is trans clear, but it's this piece right here. It's a little hard to see. Oh, hold on, maybe you can see this. Maybe it's better if I do that. So it's got that little pin in it, and then I took a rod piece, attached that to the top, and then took 1x1 modified plates with clamps and all of that kind of fun stuff to attach the bridge. As far as the trees, I mentioned this on the stream. So I took this 1x1 round brick with the feet in reddish brown. Then I took these textured 2x2. Sorry, this is a 2x2 round brick with the feet. And then these are 2x2 round bricks. I believe they're profile bricks because they have the texture and it looks like bark. And then I did upside down leaves to go up. And then I also did a trail. That way it leads to the path and then over to a trail. And that is what we have to start. Then I think I mentioned it before. I added fish to get movement of the fish migrating up the waterfall. And there we go. I'm not sure if I'm going to add any boats or anything here, at least on this one. I might add it on the other one. But yeah, so this is, and I added 6 trees just to give it texture. But this is just one of the builds, or one of the plates. So we're going to keep moving forward and get the rest rocked out. All right, guys, super excited as here is base plate 2, or the second base plate that I've pretty much finished. I haven't added minifigures. I'm going to do that later at the end, but I did add this mountain lion, or lioness, but in this regard, it's the mountain lion. Added a bunch of trees. I have a walking path on the second level, then as well as the third level. However, I did put a down tree just for a little bit more texture and realism, and all that kind of fun stuff. So pretty excited about how that turned out. And yeah, so again, added some of the water, not much of it because it is a corner piece. And then we have some rock work on the bottom. We have, at this point, we have 2, 4, 6, 8 trees. I think we're going to add a 9th one because I think I'm going to move this over to a different side because there was going to be a tree right there. And it kind of looks empty on that side. But we'll see how it all turns out. So there you have it. All right, guys. So going to move on to the next build and go from there. All right, guys. So here it is, base plate or mountain range plate number 3, I think we're on, or 4. I can't remember because it is mountain piece number 3. However, it is. I just finished. I know I've finished 4 of them because one is an ocean only. So I apologize for that. I'll probably showcase that real quick in the same video or in the same clip. But here is the overall area. So essentially, again, I started off with the ocean coming around. Then we have the mountain range that goes up. And we have some trees. Now in this one, and I think I'm going to go back and add some of these to the other builds, I've added these little trees. And they're not that big. Obviously, comparatively, they're if a minifigure is, say, 6 foot tall, these are 8 feet tall, right? In comparison. Because if I bring over a minifigure and put it at the same, they're about 6 feet tall, 5 to 6 feet tall. So they would be sproutlings or something like that. And then I added these, which I am going to go back and add these. I picked up these pieces, and they're the printed tile pieces that showcase the wood grain. So those are really cool. Let me see if I can go over them a little bit more. I'm getting glare. There we go. Right there. So it gives it a cut down tree. That way, because of course you have to do forest management, cut down some trees, whether it be for personal use if you're doing fires or something like that. But also, if the trees are dead, they need to be cleared because essentially they're glorified matchsticks. So you do need to do some kind of forest management. But I do have a ladder that goes down to this little lookout area. I don't know if I'm going to put in a minifigure story where we have, cliff diving or cliff jumping, maybe on a different section. But overall, I think it looks really good. So we have the 2 layers, or 3 layers, I should say. So the bottom layer for the ocean, second layer for this little, landing, and then the top layer which connects to the trail on this side. So we're going to bring this build over so that you can see the different builds connected together. All right, guys, so here is kind of the layout of the build. I'm probably going to build, behind as well, but we have just a base plate, one of the base plates I've shown before, with the dark blue, just kind of the ocean, and then it gets into kind of more of the wave type stuff. And then of course we have build 1, build 2, the corner, and then build 3, and you can kind of see how it's all blending together. I think it's really blending together nicely. And it's just, I don't know, I'm loving it. Like I said, I need to add some of the little trees in here a little bit, maybe the stumps. That will free up some pieces to go onto this build because the trail isn't that thick, but ultimately I'm really liking how it's going. So I'm going to probably do this section now, and then it'll kind of bleed into the remaining section, which is here. And then for these, it's going to start off at the 3 tall and then kind of work around. So I'm pretty excited about the overall look and feel. Again, still have to add in minifigures. I did add in animals. I will probably add in, if I have a bear or something, I'll probably put the bear over here or something like that. But ultimately, I'm really liking how it's all looking. I think it's coming together rather nicely. All right, build number 5, part of the overall build. Super excited about how this came out. So I'm going to develop a story where basically this is going to be like a cliff diving section, where I'll have minifigures jumping off into the water. I did put the water in, but I may pop a couple out to showcase swimmers or something. But overall, I really like how this turned out. So you will kind of see. I actually had to order some parts because I'm missing quite a few things as far as like a pebble walkway. So that'll be updated in a different video or something like that. But super excited about how this came out. Like, I really like the overall look of the trees, the overall look of the stumps and rock work and all of like that throughout the build. And it looks really, really good. So I'm going to do the last build before I do the 6-plate reveal, and then that'll wrap it up for this video. And then I'll do a second or a part 2 and showcase the back section. So again, pretty excited about how this is all turned out and how it's looking, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, last plate for the 6. I'm super excited about how this turned out. I know it doesn't look much, but once you see it incorporated into the overall build, it actually looks really good. So we have a lot of water. Then we have the corner of the mountain range. I'm going to probably, again, look up and grab some minifigures and add those to the mix and then go from there. So there's going to be quite a bit or a few more things that'll be added to this, and then when I get the parts that I'm waiting on, I will add those into the mix and go from there. So pretty excited about that. So let's head on over to the full build and show you how it looks all incorporated. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and slide this right into here, and bam, there it is. Look at that. I mean, doesn't that look great? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? All right, so now you see the whole build. Now, I think I am going to build up, the back. I have about a week, and I think I can just dump truck some forest into the back gauge just to give it some filler a little bit, and then go from there. So pretty excited about that. I might do like a little lake up here or something like that, just to give the water source, or I might even go another height on the waterfall just to give it a little bit of height there. And then again, this will go over here after I'm done with the event. And the event is a short event. It's like a 2-3 hour event. And it's really cool, so I'm super excited for that process. But yeah, I mean, I think it's coming out really good. The trees are looking nice. There are, different heights, different looks a little bit. I probably should have added some brighter green so that it's a little bit more of a mix. But all in all, I really like how it looks. So I'm going to end it here, guys, because I know this has been a long video. It looks amazing, and I am fully excited about how it looks. Actually, no, I'm not going to end it because I still got to add the minifigures and the stories. So we'll definitely do that and then end it from there. So again, nothing to it but to do it. All right, guys, super excited about how it has turned out. Added all the minifigures, added all the little stories, and we're going to go through those right now. So we're going to start on this side and basically we have a gentleman trying to catch some crab. We have some ladies kind of looking over the bluff, as well as some gentlemen up here looking over the bluff. We have a nice couple here taking a selfie with the lake behind them. Then you come over here and we have an accident that occurred where you see rescue agents are coming in with a stretcher, and they're going to be, or they're administering help to this young lady here, she's fallen or something along those lines, and then her friends are watching as the rescue agents are helping her. Then coming down here, we have a nice little story of jumping into the water, basically somewhat of a little bit of a cliff dive, where I have one of them in mid-jump, jumping off, and then somebody climbing up because they jumped in, and then two waiting in the water. Coming over here, we have a nice little fisherman trying to catch some fish, and then we have a group of people going over the bridge. I'm going to move to the ocean here, where we have 3 paddle boarders that are kind of having fun in the water. Just kind of paddling around. Then over here we have the gentleman or person dressed up as a tree, trying to photograph the mountain lion. Now I did want to include a bear over here, but I didn't have any bears other than what's in my zoo, and I didn't want to take from there, so it is what it is. And then we do have some bikers. So we have a biker here, we have 2 mountain bikers over here, and then coming over to this side, we have a scout troop that is learning about something, not exactly sure which, and then one is distracted and looking at a nice couple who is being proposed, or the gentleman is proposing to the young lady, and then we have some kayakers in the water as well. Did want to go ahead and add some animals. We have a bald eagle there. We have an owl here. It's a little hard to see because of focus. We have another owl over here, and then we have some seagulls that are kind of hanging out around. And then I thought I had another owl, but he is hidden because he's brown. So there you have it, guys. Total recap of essentially part 1. This is 6 base plates altogether, 6 32 by 32 base plates. I do think that I am going to add basically the surrounding area. I'm not exactly sure. I'm probably going to start with the back row and see if I can get through and rock those out before I do the sides. Because in total that would be another 5 base plates, and with the event coming down, and then unsure of what the table size would be, I'm kind of not sure what's going to happen as far as that. So that is kind of the goal and the plan, and then we will go from there. So pretty excited about everything as a whole. I think it looks good. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I really love it. I think it looks awesome. Super excited as it's going to be on display, and then it is going to be in my city. So I think it looks awesome. But again, what do you guys think? So that wraps it up, guys. Thanks for watching. Really do appreciate all the loves and support, and we will see you next time on 36 Bricks. Did you like that video? Please like, share, and subscribe. If you like my content and want more, please consider joining one of my memberships, as every little bit counts. Want to see more? Check out this video. Or, well, maybe this video. That video. Check out all my videos on my YouTube channel. And if you want to hang out during live streams, come do that too. Thanks for watching.